So welcome. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Mandy and I am a team leader in our branch. And I know how to make butter. I was saying to Catherine before, I may not be a total expert, but I can absolutely do it and I can show you how to make it. So we will do that this morning. Also, it's very relevant at this point in time because we've just got a new butter collection on Cookie Doo, and obviously you need to make the base butter to be able to add the different flavours. All right, so I'm going to turn my Thermomix back on, which is turned off whilst I've been talking. First of all, this is what I use when I don't know, and you're welcome to jump in, Carla, if you use a different cream or anything, but I do use the pure cream when I'm making butter. It's got, no additives. It is just pure cream.
And the higher fat, the better.
Yeah, cool. Thank you. Higher fat, the better. And the other thing that's really helpful is as close to its use by date as possible. All right. Or you can get it. So it's a great time if you see cream on sale because it's near its use by date, get it. All right. You can always freeze it and then pull it out later. This is used by the 9th of August, which is today. So I was pretty happy to get that. Okay, so I'm just going to reorientate towards the screen of the Thermomix. I'm going to find the recipe, which is very easy, but we might as well just do the recipe. Butter. Start cooking. Recipes, yeah. Okay, so first of all, I'm going to insert my butterfly whisk. And if just for Catherine, who is quite new with this, literally you just pop your whisk over the blades and give it a little twist to the left, sorry, to the right, and then it will stay in place. So that's how you do a butterfly whisk. Then we're going to use 600 grams of fresh pure cream. So I've got my scales on 0, should be 600 grams because that's what the carton holds. But we know they're always a little bit light on, all these things. Okay, that'll do.
They seem to be shrinking as we get older, I think.
What, like us?
Yes, correct.
All right, so popping my lid on. Now, just as an aside or a little extra bit of information. So it's saying cook, just turn up to speed 4. Remember, it's maximum speed 4 with the butterfly on anyway, for a minute. If you are whipping cream, you need to keep an eye on cream and you need to listen to it whilst it's whipping, because if you go too far, you will end up with butter. So I know some people I've heard have said, oh, I went too far, I over whipped the cream. You never throw it out, you just keep going and you make butter out of it. But I will see if I can stop it and show you the whipped cream as we go through. So I'm going to turn it up to speed 4. Not quite there. I thought I was nearly at soft peak, so I'm going to turn it on a bit longer. I can hear it changing, the noise changing. Okay, I'll show you this. Okay, so that's how it is at the moment. That was pretty much 45 seconds. But we need to
How good does that look?
I know, it's amazing, isn't it? Perfect for a pad or something. All right, so yeah, so I'm going to turn it back on again, and we will need to prolong, but I'll let it finish its minute, and then we'll keep going. Just another little tip if you don't know, if you're new to Thermomix, then if you just touch the screen, that will stop the noise. So there we are after a minute. Now that's not butter. So what I'm just going to do is turn it up to speed 4. I'm not going to put a time on it, and I'm just going to, as I said before, use my ears. So up to speed 4. And it will start sloshing around a bit and you'll hear it, it'll sound a lot wetter. Starting to go. I'll just show you. It is starting to go, but it's not going. And if you can see on the MC, there's a little bit of liquid there. Starting. See, it's sort of over whipping here, but it's just a bit of a wait and see. Keep going at speed 4. Yep. Okay, now can you see I've got liquid there? So
Looking good.
yeah. So I might just do it just a couple of like another 20 seconds.
So how long was that there, Mandy? How long have we gone for now?
That's 2:34 at the moment. I'm going to do it another 15. I don't know if you can see, but it starts to jump around a little bit as well. You can see I've got plenty of liquid on there. Okay, so I've got lots of liquid there and you can see the butter. Now, just following the recipe, the next thing you do, it says remove the butterfly whisks. That's pretty easy to do. Take that out. And then it says using the simmering basket, strain the liquids from the solids, reserving the buttermilk for later. So I've got a container here. What I'm going to do is literally put my simmering basket in there and I'm going to tip the buttermilk out.
And then you can go and make buttermilk scones.
Yeah, buttermilk scones, smoothies, there's pancakes. There are so many recipes that use buttermilk. There's the buttermilk bread as well. So many recipes.
Yep.
All right, I'm going to just grab a spatula and I'm just going to compress this a bit too to get a bit more liquid out. Some of that buttermilk, because you get what we're going to do.
So Mandy,
now,
what was the total time?
Oh, it was about 2 3/4. Just short of 3 minutes.
Beautiful.
Right, thank you.
Yeah.
So
how quick is that? Wow.
No, so you can see I've got more liquid coming out now. And the reason I'm just doing that is we are going to wash the butter. You need to wash the butter to make it really clean. And you also, if you want it to keep for longer, you can wash it twice. But the buttermilk that comes out the second time around is not as strong as this. So I've actually got 2 containers and I'm going to use, I haven't worked out what I'm going to use it for, but I will use it in something. Don't throw it away. All right, so I'm going to pop that back on. 500 grams of chilled water. It's going to go in the fridge. So the water's been sitting in the fridge for probably an hour or so. And I did put some ice cubes in it not that long ago, just to make sure it is really chilled. And it says 500 grams. You just got to make sure.
And Mandy, why would you?
Go on. You go.
So the reason for the really cold chill, so for those that haven't made butter before, the reason why we need it really cold, the water, would be?
Because you obviously want the butter to be solid. You don't want to liquefy the butter, because then it's all, so, you defeated the process of separating it if you use warm water.
So I guess it helps.
Anything else to contribute, Carla?
Yep, and I'm just, and again, just because obviously recording, we want to give them as much tips.
Yeah,
as we can.
Absolutely. Well, you go far away.
No. So, and butter normally will keep now, and I can see Mandy's beautiful butter bell in the back there, which I can't wait to see it in it.
Oh well, I'm gonna make another butter. So I'm gonna flavour the butter. So all right. So now we're going to just do, it says 5 seconds. Okay, so that's just washing our butter. And I'm going to do exactly as I did before, but I'm going to put it, as I said, into another bowl because it's going to be quite different quality to the first lot of buttermilk. So you'll see as this comes out, you see how much more watery that is than the first lot. And again, I'm going to use my spatula. Yeah, so I am going to be making a cake with some of this, and I'm going to flavour some of it with one of the recipes from the new Cookie Dough collection.
Look how good that looks.
I know, it's amazing, isn't it? Just drain it again. So it's always worth using your spatula and pressing out more liquid. So there you go. It does look amazing. So at this point in time, you could add salt. You could also add a little bit of oil. That will make it more spreadable. But as Carla pointed out, I've got one of these butter bells. I'm not going to pop it in there at the moment. But basically what it is, it means you can keep your butter will still be spreadable at room temperature. So you pop your butter in here in the top. Seems a little bit counterintuitive because then you're going to turn it upside down. But you have a little bit of water in the bottom, and that maintains a seal so that your butter stays, it preserves your butter, and you will always have spreadable butter. Okay. But
how many days would you leave it for, Mandy? 3 days?
Yeah, well, let's have a look. So it does tell us in here, if we use the 3 dots, come to recipe detail and scroll down, it does say how long you can keep it for. So it's got, with the hints and tips, I'll just read these out. So green closer to the expiry date will separate faster. So that took us just short of 3 minutes. Obviously, I know I have heard someone say that it took them about 15 minutes of whipping to make their butter because they used cream that was very, that had a long expiry. So go for the closest expiry. Butter will stay fresher for longer. Wash a second time using 500 grams of chilled water. So just repeat that to make sure the butter's completely clean. It will produce 250 grams of buttermilk. Reserve the buttermilk after draining in step 2 to use in scones, breads, pancakes, soups, hot drinks. See Cookie Dough for recipes, and it can be frozen for later use. Butter will keep sealed in the freezer for up to 3 months and in the fridge for 2 weeks. Okay, and then it's got some variations here. It says about the salted butter. Add half a teaspoon of sea salt after washing in step 3 and mix for a few seconds to incorporate. The salt assists in giving the butter a longer life. So I think that's what Carla was alluding to. If it's unsalted, it's not going to last as long as if it was salted, but I'm going to use this straight away. seeing as I managed to escape from work early to get out of lockdown last time, I'm making them a cake to take tomorrow. As I mentioned, spreadable butter, 50 grams of oil, with 15 seconds speed 4 for the finished butter. A lighter butter, you can add some buttermilk back in, and flavored butters, we're going to have a look at that. So that's basically it. It's very simple. It's just a question of waiting. It is one of those cases where you do use your ears, yeah, and just you'll learn. All right, so I'm going to go back here, and I'm making the lemon caper butter. So I don't know if you've looked on the new collection, but there are some amazing butters on there. But I thought the lemon caper butter was the most flexible, because you can put it on chicken, you can put it on fish, or it also suggests you can put it on bagels or rolls or something and have smoked salmon on top. So I thought that sounds more like me. There's a lot of sweet butters as well, but I'm more of a savoury person. So
yum.
Yeah. So I've got another bowl here. So in here, I have got 2 tablespoons of pickled capers, lemon zest only, and I did actually zest it because I find sometimes when you're, if you just put the bits of lemon zest in, it's great. It zests really, it chops up really well if you're doing it with sugar or something like that. But if it's moist, I don't find that it does quite as well. So I have actually zested the lemon, and I have lemon juice. So I'm popping those in. Now, just to save on washing up, I'm going to use the same lid as I did before, or butter. 2 seconds on speed 5. And again, I'm using the same spatula because I'm just, again, just doing something with butter. So that's just literally mashed up the mental blockage. What do you call the capers? The capers. 120 grams of butter. So I'm just going to pull some of the butter out of here. Three. There we go. 2 pinches of salt. Lid back on. 20 seconds on speed 4. Roll the butter. So this is one of the recipes that's got a little video on it. Roll the butter into a sausage shape to make butter rounds. You can, so I don't know if you can see it very well. I'll play the little video. All right, so it's just rolling it up. Make it as a sausage. Looks far more sophisticated than I would be doing it, but okay, so that's that. And then what you can do once you've made it into a sausage, you can just cut it into little rounds and freeze them individually so that when you're making one of those dishes and you just want a little pat of butter, you can pull that out separately. Place it in the fridge or use as desired. So I'll just show you what it looks like. It's basically speckled butter, but it's just full of capers. It smells amazing. Capers and the lemon juice and the lemon rind. All right, now quickly, just before we finish up, I will get onto cookie dough. And we'll go to collections, butter it up. So here you can see in this collection, we've got the normal butter, which we just made, a golden syrup butter, a honeycomb butter. So these would be amazing on pancakes and things. A jalapeno honey butter, which I have made, and it's in a recipe with a cornbread, and that's really delicious. Ginger butter, which sounds fantastic to me, but I've over gingered my husband and he won't do that ginger anymore. Cafe de Paris butter, which looks amazing for a steak. It's got quite a few ingredients in it though. Nut and seed butter, well, that's just, you know, very different to what we've just made. A kimchi butter, a vegan butter, so that's using cashews, soaked cashews. Strawberry and thyme butter, lemon caper butter we've made, sage and black garlic butter. So you can see there's once you've got that base thing, you can obviously flavour a lot of butters and use them in a lot of different ways. So any questions or anything else to be added, Carla?
I just think it's so easy to make, and it's worth making if you haven't made it. And Catherine, if you're quite new, if you haven't, and Carolyn, I think you're in a bit, definitely try it because it is so worth it. Yeah.
Oh, I made it the other.
Oh, you did?
Oh, did you?